Morning everybody, Jeff from Rust Bucket Valley Garage. Welcome to the 200th video that we've shot for all of our wonderful viewers. So today we are working on a 1993 C3500 stake bed truck. Okay, and these are always used for heavy loads, so we want to make sure that the maintenance is up on this. So our customer has brought us this vehicle today for maintenance. So we're going to be doing an oil change, and we're also going to be doing spark plugs. By the way, this is a 7.4 liter engine. It's got about 172,000 miles on it. Judging to it's a 1993. It seems to me that the speedometer may have rolled over once already. So in addition to the regular maintenance things, there are a couple of other items that our customer wants us to take a look at. One of them is this right here. There is an axle seal on the right where the axle goes into the drum. The seal is leaking. It's spreading 90 weight all over the doggone place, so we don't want that. We've worked on this vehicle before where we did inner axle seals, and it soaked all the brakes and the brake plate and everything were with 90 weight. So that's not the case in this case. It's the outer axle seal where the axle goes into the drum. So we're going to be sealing that with silicone because they don't really make a gasket for that. So one of the other things that they wanted us to take a look at is when the customer brought the vehicle in, we noticed the customer had to take and come from some distance away. So the engine should have been nice and hot. And also the temperature gauge right here should have taken and showed, 200 degrees or so, something like that. And it did not show anything. It was basically where it is right now. So when you take and turn these on, they do, so you get full deflection there. So that shows that there's power to the gauge, and it's kind of happy. However, the sensor that takes and feeds the information is not happy. So we'll go ahead and take a look at that. And that sensor is located right here. Okay, so what we actually did is we pulled the wiring harness off here, and we put a 5.6K resistor on here, and we were able to take and get the instrument cluster gauge to deflect about halfway. This is actually like a resistance measuring device that the resistance of the sensor changes in relation to how hot the water temp is. Okay, so you can see this is screwed right into the thermostat housing. Thermostat is located inside this housing right here. Okay, keeps it cool inside the engine until it reaches operating temperature, and then it goes ahead and opens up. So we know the thermostat is okay because the failure mode of most of the thermostats for the older ones is closed. Okay, so that means that you'd be boiling over and you'd have steam coming out of your radiator and everything, so that's all right. So we're going to be replacing this sensor right here, but that's kind of an easy way to take and check these things. Just unplug them, put a resistor in there, and then see what your gauge says. And if you get a good deflection, then your sensor is a culprit. Okay, so the sensor is available locally. It's about 25 bucks. We'll go ahead and get that changed out. So, and then we would be able to send the customer on his way. So in addition to taking and changing out the sensor, we're going to, since this vehicle is under heavy use, we're going to look at some of the other things that are like wear issues. One thing that we did notice is there's a plastic cover on here that's missing all the hardware. We're going to see if we can come up with some hardware for that. Previously, we put a top radiator hose on here, and this strap was missing. This right here, we put a guard on here because the serpentine belt tensioner is right below this, and it had worn a hole in the back of the hose, so that was kind of a wear point. It's had an alternator on it. We've put power steering hoses on here, and because they were leaking, so we've done quite a bit of work to this. So this is a really good customer. We really appreciate them, and we really like sharing what we're doing with you. So please come back next time and see what we're doing. Anyway, have a wonderful day. We'll see you next time.